Man, if I was like that cat, I'd want to blow my brains out. And that's why gold and silver prices are skyrocketing. He's going to lower interest rates. So that's what we're going to see. Lower interest rates, the death of the dollar. The 21st century is going to be the Chinese century. But in America, you get a degree in transgender studies. Again, love it, hate it, want it, don't want it. AI is the future. We're not going to have the Great Depression. This is going to be the greatest depression. Trump's kids are in it. And what's one of your top trends? Bitcoin. There's no question about it. When all else fails, they take you to war.
Gerald Celente, financial and geopolitical analyst and founder of the Trends Journal. It's a true pleasure to host you on Palisades Gold Radio today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. And you know, my real last name is Celentano, like that cat over there in Italy by the name of Adriano Celentano. But they changed it when they came to America, Ellis Island kind of stuff. But anyway, I'm a Celentano.
Incredible heritage, and I'm incredibly excited to talk all about gold, silver, oil. But perhaps we should get started talking about geopolitics for a second. It seems like the world is accelerating. We've recently seen a capture or kidnapping of President Maduro in Venezuela. It seems like the US is posturing for an imminent strike in Iran, and the idea of an annexing of Greenland is being floated around. Gerald, why does it feel like the world's accelerating so quickly, and why is the war cycle starting specifically now in early 2026?
Because of the guy that's in charge. I mean, this is a man that basically lied his way into office, and we only give the facts, by the way. So just to make this 100% perfectly clear, hey, you elect me for president? This is what I said back in September 25th, 2024. We want to have peace on earth all over. That's what Trump said at the United Nations General Assembly when he was running for office. You ready? I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars, all right? All right? And when did he say that? October 20th, 2024, when he was running for president. I want immediate peace. Well, he said that the day he took office. I'm moving quickly to end wars, end conflicts, settle conflicts, and restore the planet to peace. I want peace, said the piece of crap Trump on January 25th, 2025. Hey, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Oh, yeah, with the genocide Netanyahu celebrating New Year with him? Yeah, this is what Trump said New Year's Eve. My resolution is, quote, peace on earth. And he said he's the most anti-war president in history. All right, if I was to say this and then I'm doing what I'm doing, you say, boy, this Celente is a piece of crap, a lying bastard. You got it? This is and by the way, I launched a movement called Occupy Peace over a decade ago. I have major rallies, so I'm for peace on earth. I put my money where my mouth is. You got a guy here lying in front of everybody's eyes. Started the BS about, we got to overthrow that government over there in Venezuela because they're narco-terrorists. Google up State of the Union address. It's 2019, 2020. Trump was president back then. He calls Maduro a socialist dictator. And he's going to overthrow the government. And he has in the United States Assembly over there the real president of Venezuela, Juan Guaido. He stands up, and all the little girls and boys called Congress stand up and give him a round of applause. Hey, it had nothing to do with narco-terrorism, did it? No, he's a terrible guy, and we're going to Well, you're doing it back then, huh? Oh, this is a guy that was a draft dodge. I'm the same age as Trump. Man, if I was like that cat, I'd want to blow my brains out. Yep. Oh, this little clown boy on CNN, the Cartoon News Network, Jake Crapper. He spews out this crap when they showed the picture of Trump going like that at a meeting, cabinet meeting. He said, that's not abnormal for a 79-year-old. So here we're doing this interview, and all of a sudden I go like this. Oh, that's not abnormal. It's abnormal as crap. The guy eats crap and spews out crap. All right? I am so sad to see where this country's going. They're overthrowing the government. You think, here, and again, it ain't only him. We had Genocide Joe before him. And then we had the Nobel Peace of Crap Prize winner, Barack Obama. Yeah. I want that guy Gaddafi out of there. I want that guy Assad out of there. Oh, he wins the Nobel Peace Prize, and what happens? Afghan troop surge. Oh, he only killed a couple of 100,000 people in Afghanistan. Yeah, the guy Petraeus betrayed us, the little clown boy that's not with KKR. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, the general. So it's all of them. You think the United States would have invaded Iraq, Syria, and Libya if their major export was broccoli? It's all about oil, and he's saying it now. It was a total lie about the narco-terrorism crap. And now Greenland. Oh, maybe next Cuba? How about Honduras? Oh, it's not the Gulf of Mexico, it's the Gulf of America. All right, all right. How about the Panama Canal?
Gerald, you mentioned it's all about oil. Is that also why we see this posturing in Iran? If you look at the stats, a significant amount of oil in the world flows around the Strait of Hormuz. And Iran is, of course, a significant exporter into China. I believe 10% of Chinese oil imports come from Iran. Is that posturing also truly all about the oil?
Absolutely. And part of it, Israel. That's the other part of it. Israel's the one, again, going back to the Nobel Peace of Crap Prize Obama, he was the first one to put sanctions on Iran after they overthrew the Shah in late 1970s. When Obama came in, he put sanctions on them. That brought and then they had to make a deal that they wouldn't build a nuclear thing, and they had that one. And then Trump came in, put sanctions on them again. It's about Israel. Again, Trump brags that his children are Jewish. I could give it. What, I got to brag what religion you believe in? Oh, what does his son-in-law say, Jared Kushner? Oh, the Jared Kushner, whose old man was thrown into jail because of a crime he committed against somebody. It was his brother-in-law or brother-in-law. And then Trump gave him a pardon. And when Netanyahu used to come to America, he stayed at Kushner's house. The Jared Kushner that we quoted in the Trends Journal back in 2024, that land in Gaza is, quote, very valuable waterfront property, and the Palestinians should be moved out into the Negev desert? That Jared Kushner? That Trump? All right? This is about Israel. Not my language, but Scott Ritter and a whole number other of them, they're saying the United States and Mossad are behind what's going on over there. There's not a word, barely a word, in the American press about the millions and millions of people taking to the streets in Iran that are opposed to the protests. Not a word about that. Headlines, over 2,000 killed in Iran. Hey, not a word about how many did Israel kill yesterday. Oh, since the, quote, ceasefire, it's around 500 or something they killed. Bombed, according to antiwar.com, 2,500 buildings in Gaza they've bombed already since the, quote, ceasefire. Stealing land that morons and imbeciles call settlers. They're invaders in violation of the Geneva Convention and Article 242 of the United Nations. Stealing West Bank land, just threw out 20 Palestinian families. Not a word about it. But look at what's going on in Iran. All right? So the people, here, one of my books, this is an international bestseller, Trends 2000, but this one, Trend Tracking, far better than Megatrends, Time Magazine. This is when I became a political atheist when the Iranian conflict broke out back in the late 1970s. And that's when I started buying gold and silver.
Today's episode of Palisades Gold Radio is proudly brought to you by our parent company, Palisades Goldcorp, Canada's leading junior resource investment vehicle, trading on the Toronto Venture Exchange under ticker symbol PALI, with equity and warrant positions in over 200 companies, ownership of mineral projects and royalties, and a significant stake in newfound gold. Palisades offers investors powerful, leveraged exposure to precious metals, uranium, copper, and other critical minerals. Palisades shareholders directly benefit from our team's extensive industry knowledge and access to deal flow, opportunities historically reserved for a small group of investors. To learn more, visit us at palisades.ca and join us in our mission to level the playing field for investors. Now, back to the show.
People had no idea the United States overthrew the democratically elected government of Mohammad Mossadegh in 1953. Because Mossadegh had the nerve to say that oil in Iran belongs to the Iranian people, not Anglo-Iranian oil, better known today as BP, or Standard Oil, better known today as ExxonMobil. It belongs to the Iranian people. No, it doesn't. That scumbag that everybody looks up to, an arrogant piece of crap, a little warmongering freak that couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag, Winston Churchill. And Kermit Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt's great-grandson or grandson, you could look it up. They didn't release it until 2017. The MI6 and the CIA overthrew the Mossadegh government and brought in the Shah and the Savak, the secret police, that made the SS look good. So when the revolution happened, that's when I became a political atheist. I realized that people don't know, as we say in the Bronx, people don't know dick about shit. They swallowed the crap to hate the Iranians, just like they taught us to hate the Russians. And that's what they're doing right now. This is real what's going on. And again, only by the facts. When did Trump overthrow Maduro? When did he kidnap him? Oh, it was on a Saturday morning. Oh, when the equity markets were closed. When did he bomb Iran? Oh, on a Saturday when the equity markets were closed. So when he does it, he's going to do it on a weekend. And that's why gold and silver prices are skyrocketing, because of the geopolitical and socioeconomic unrest that we have that I've never seen in my lifetime.
That is why gold and silver prices are skyrocketing. Do you think that this recent bout of war cycle that we have been seeing is just a desperate plot to keep the petrodollar going for just a bit longer?
Trump doesn't care about the petrodollar or anything else. He's going to lower interest rates. You can see what he's doing with Powell, trying to get rid of him, bring him to court, called him a moron. And well, not exactly. I wanted to say he didn't call him that because I don't want to get sued, but he made fun of him. Go back to 2018. Again, tracking trends is the understanding of where we are, how we got here, and where we're going. The Dow had its worst December since the Great Depression in the 1930s. What did Trump do? Brought in Powell, lower interest rates. Powell lowered them in January. Markets went up. Oh, the repo crisis happened too because of all the fake money going in there. Yeah, well, you forgot about that, everybody, huh? Everybody forgot about the repo crisis that was going on because that was in September 2019, and then China launches the COVID war in January 2020, the year of the celebration of their Chinese Lunar New Year, the year of the rat. So everybody forgot about that. So Trump is going to lower interest rates, going to do everything he can to prop up the economy. Again, 50% of the United States gross domestic product last year, 2025, brought to you by AI investment. The lower interest rates go, the deeper the dollar falls. The deeper the dollar falls, the higher gold and silver prices rise because they're dollar-based. This isn't rocket science. And it's cheaper for other countries to buy it as their currencies go up. So that's what we're going to see. Lower interest rates, the death of the dollar. The BRICS have had enough of the United States, as many other countries have. And the BRICS now are responsible for 40% of the world's gross domestic product. And I've got to make this 1,000% clear. Again, the facts are here in my book, 1989. I started buying gold in the late 1970s when the Iranian conflict broke out. There's no comparison between then and now. Whole different trip. America was number one. We're the exceptionals. You look at China's GDP back then. Again, back then maybe it was a country of about 1 billion people. Less than $150 billion. Yeah, that was the GDP. Today, when you put the real numbers in, it's between 20 to 25 trillion. Oh, did you see the numbers that just came out? The Chinese exports went up last month for the whole year? Yeah. The 20th century was the American century. The 21st century is going to be the Chinese century. The business of America's war. The business of China's business. Look at their high-speed rail. I'm in Kingston, New York. I could drive from Kingston to Montreal in 4.5 hours. All right? I take Amtrak, or they call it Amtrak, Amtrak from Rhinecliff, which is right across the river. You know how long it takes me? 10 hours by train. 10 hours by train. That I could drive 4.5 hours. Take a subway in New York City. It's a night in Calcutta. Go to China. Every 3 minutes, those trains are coming into the station. Who's leading the world in EVs? What's a BYD? All right? And that's, again, in tracking trends, you make connections between different fields. How we got here, where we are, and where we're going. Go back to 25 years ago. One of our top trends is dot-com bust 2.0. A guy, this is a T-shirt I did when he ran for office back in 1992, beware of Slick Willie. He's the scumbag that brought China into the World Trade Organization 25 years ago. AI, dot-com bust. Back then, 25 years ago, some 10% of Chinese 18-year-olds went to college. Today, nearly 70%. So got 1.4 billion against 343 million. The kids are going to college. Here they stop going to college because they can't afford it. And in China, they're taking courses to advance themselves in high tech and AI and on and on. But in America, you get a degree in transgender studies. All right, worthless crap. China's going to take the world over in AI. China's investing very heavily in the AI sectors. Again, love it, hate it, want it, don't want it, AI is the future. Go back a year ago, and a week later from now. Oh, DeepSeek happened. Oh, what happened that day? Oh, NVIDIA lost $600 billion of value because this Chinese AI company said, no, we could do it for $6 million, not $100 million. Trends are born, they grow, they mature, reach old age, and die. You don't invest all your dough in the first company that are born in the infancy of 2022. China's going to lead it. There's going to be an AI bust, a dot-com bust 2.0. And again, in your magazine, the Trends Journal, 1999, when it was a quarterly, now it's a weekly, I had forecast a dot-com bust in the autumn of 1999. I said it would bust by the second quarter of 2000, and it did. The dot-com bust is going to happen this year. Equity markets are going to crash. When the United States goes and Israel go to war against Iran, you're going to see oil prices, Brent crude, spike to above $100 a barrel, and that's going to crash the global economy and equity markets. We're not going to have the Great Depression. This is going to be the greatest depression, unless there's a reversal, and I don't see that happening.
To shortly challenge this thesis that you have on China, one could make the argument that the demographics in China aren't so favorable for long-term continued economic growth, as well as that they have relatively high debts as well, depending on which numbers you look at, of course, on par with some European or North American countries, and they're fighting deflation. Does that change the equation for you, or are you still definitely seeing the trend of a rise in China and a fall of the West?
Oh, yeah. Again, yeah, they say the population's going down. Again, China destroyed itself when they launched the COVID war. They have apartment vacancy rates, according to the numbers, of almost 90 million apartments. Again, trends are born, they grow, they mature, and they reach old age. China's boomed when the Western nations went there and opened up manufacturing plants. With every boom, there's a bust. They overbuilt the place. And then when they locked it down, again, all over the world, the economies have been hit. So, but what they're doing with their Belt and Road Initiative, increasing trade in more and more in Latin America, South America, doing more all over Africa, they're doing everything they can to prop it up. Yes, it's not going to go up. And again, as far as the population, how many people are on the planet now? About 8 billion? What was it 100 years ago?
Probably around 1 to 2 billion.
Yeah, about 2 billion. Okay, so let's go from the beginning of whatever time was, like 1917. Put 2 billion people on the planet. In 100 years, you added 6 billion more. They still got a lot of people. So, yeah, it's going to go down, but China's going to be the head. And again, they're investing in the future. And America's only investing in war. Oh, in your Trends Journal, only the facts. Let's go back to February of last year. Right about, I think it was about February 13th, 14th. Defense stocks went way down. You know why? Trump said he was going to cut the U.S. military budget in half. Oh, what did he say last week? Going to add another $500 billion to it. Defense stocks went up. What's that little Mertz over there, not far from you? They're spending $1 trillion to build up their defense and our infrastructure so they can hold the tanks. All right? All the countries in Europe building up their infrastructure, their military. That doesn't build up your economy. Economies are built when the products that are made in the country are consumed by the people, bought by the people. This only enriches the military-industrial complex. So all of Europe's building up their militaries to fight the Russians. I mean, the Germans only killed, what, 27 million of them in World War II. Operation Barbarossa. Oh, who's the first ones to defeat the Germans? Oh, the Russians. Yeah. It's just crazy, I'm telling you. So going back to China, yeah, there's ups and downs. But they're becoming more and more self-sufficient. Look at luxury sales. Look how they've all gone down. China was the big buyer. But when they launched the COVID war, I mean, they destroyed the lives and livelihoods of hundreds of millions across the globe. It's a whole different world. Whole different world. Before we went on the air, I was telling you, I mean, you know, I'm a New York City guy. I'm born in the Bronx. You know, I'm a New York City cat, you know. Whole different city now, man. When I was a young guy, we used to watch these, my former wife was Italian. We used to, Saturdays, we'd have these great dinners. Then we used to watch a show called MASH, and then All in the Family. Then we'd take a nap. And then we watch Saturday Night Live, which was great back then. That used to go off the air at 1 o'clock, and then we go out. On the weekends, we used to go out at 1 o'clock in the morning. Now the streets are dead. Up where I am in the Hudson Valley, they call it the Hudson Valley, they call it Death Valley. Since COVID, 9 o'clock at night, empty, empty, empty. And the damn cops are everywhere to stop you. How much did you drink? Get up, stand, walk in a straight line. You know, stand on your head, repeat the alphabet backwards. All the vibe is gone, man. And it breaks my heart. So it's only going to get worse, as I see it.
I would love to talk about precious metals for a second. We've already seen, of course, an incredibly strong uptrend in the precious metals complex. However, when you look at the fundamentals, we're seeing significant government debts in the West that need to be printed away. They're unsustainable. Now, like you outlined earlier, significant government spending in the form of defense. And on top of that, a loss of trust in the dollar-based system. Is this not one of the most obvious trends one can view? And how long can this trend continue, in your opinion?
It can't. Yeah, the United States, it's more than $38 trillion in debt. And the lower the interest rates go, the more inflation is going to go up, worse things are going to become. Again, going back to the COVID war, by the way, which Trump, all his lovers, forget that he's the guy that locked down the country. It was Friday, March 13th, Black Friday. He's the guy that pushed the Operation Warp Speed gene therapy inoculation. He's the guy that locked down the country and dumped in all this fake money. And then Biden followed, one after another. Again, all the cheap money and bigger debt. They can't pay off this debt. There's no way. So precious metals are going to keep going up.
How does it end? Should one expect a significant financial reset, a remonetization? What would the end point be of this trend?
They're going to come up with digital currencies, CBDCs. They're going to say this is worth more than that. I'll tell you a story. My dad, may he rest in peace, I'm a kid, my teens. He tells me a story. He said, I was dating your mother back in 1933. They got married in 1934. He said, I go into your grandfather, you go to go see her, and Grandpa was packing up all these gold coins. And he said, what are you doing? He said, President Roosevelt wants us to return the gold. This is 1933. And I'm a true American citizen, and I'm returning the gold to the president. My father said, what are you, out of your mind? He said, don't do this. He said, your grandfather started cursing at me in Italian. He said, well, he gave back all the gold. They made the people turn in the gold back in 1933. This is a Great Depression going on. They stole it from the people for $20, I think, and 62 cents an ounce. What happened in 1934?
I believe they reefed out to $35 an ounce, didn't they?
That's right. The Gold Reserve Act. They increased the prices by 70% after they stole the money. So going back, what are they going to do? Let's go back to February of last year. Trump said he and Musk were going to go into Fort Knox. Have you heard anything since? Nothing. So here's the story. Maybe it's going to go like this. I went into Fort Knox, And we got more gold than I could ever believe. And we're raising the price of gold. As we're on the air, what is it, around $4,620 an ounce? I'm raising it to $10,000 an ounce. Just wiped out our debt. Same thing with CBDCs. They're going to make up any crap they want to artificially wipe out the debt. And again, to make this 1,000% clear, if there weren't cryptocurrencies, gold prices would be probably now about $6,000, $7,000 an ounce. Easily. And again, we only put the facts in. Let's go back to 2021, when Trump made fun of Bitcoin and how it hurt the dollar, and called it, I don't want to use the exact words because I don't want to get sued by him, but he said essentially it was crap. But now his family's into it. Oh, Witkoff, the guy that's his buddy over there, yeah. Jerkoff, Lutnick, Skutnik, his kids are in it. Trump's kids are in it. And what's one of your top trends about Bitcoin? Bitcoin. They're in it. And as we're talking today, Bitcoin went up. It's back to the $97,000 a coin range. So the club is in it. They gave him over $100 million when he ran for office in 2024, and tens and tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars in his inauguration. And his kids are in all, family, kids, all in the business. So that's going to keep going up. Again, not what you like, what you want, what you wish for, it's what is. So the world's going digital. There's no question about it. And that is Bitcoin or Bitcon. The Trumpsters are running the show. One of your top trends for 2026.
Gerald, I would love for you to quickly talk about some of the most obvious trends that you are seeing for the next few years. And please tell us about the Trends Journal.
Well, the Trends Journal, by the way, it's $2.59 a week, pennies a day. This week's magazine's over 240 pages. Anything from high-tech science, AI, technocracy, geopolitics, economics. We cover the world. It's a magazine. You read what you want. If you go to YouTube and you look up my Gerald Celente channel and you see the people that subscribe, they can't believe it. Journalism is dead. Again, I showed you the picture of Slick Willie Clinton. That's the scumbag that deregulated the communications industry in his Federal Communications Act in 1996. There were thousands of independent radio stations, TV stations, newspapers, magazines, etc. Now 6 companies control the entire media of the American. 6 companies. Oh, you just saw that guy Ellison, the pro-Zionist, just brought up CBS and Paramount. Oh, yeah, right in front of your eyes. So we don't have any advertisers. Nobody tells us what to do, and we cover the world. As I mentioned to you before, a headline from Haaretz, the Israeli newspaper that we subscribe to. Trump administration warns Saudis, Gulf countries to prepare for U.S. strike on Iran. So why do we subscribe to Haaretz? Want to hear everything the Israelis have to say. Oh, we don't only go to Haaretz where we pay to go to, but we also go to Times of Israel, Jerusalem Post, Ynet. Want to hear everything they could find what they're saying over there. Oh, hate us for this. We go to Press TV, Tehran Times, IRNA, ISNA. Want to hear what the Iranians have to say. Oh, we go to Arab News, Al Jazeera. Want to hear what the Arabs have to say. Oh, we go to Euronews, France 24, BBC, Guardian, etc. Want to hear what the Europeans have to say, the U.S. has to say, and then we say, this is what they're saying. We give all the sides. This is our analysis, and here's where we see it going. No advertisements, nobody tells us what to do, and we put all the facts in there. Nobody does this. Journalism is dead. So we're giving people everything that they can, and all you have to do is go to trendsresearch.com, trendsresearch.com. And again, I've been at this for 46 years. Never in my life have I been so concerned about the future. And remember, when all else fails, they take you to war. And the global economy is failing. The equity markets are going to fail. And they're going to take us to war if we don't have peace on earth. And again, I launched Occupy Peace over a decade ago. So I put my money and heart where my mouth is. I have major rallies once a year at least. So it's not empty words. And I'm very concerned. And again, you're seeing the major driver behind precious metals is geopolitical and socioeconomic unrest.
Gerald, thank you so much for your time and insights today. Tremendously appreciate it.
Thank you so much for what you're doing, and I tremendously appreciate being on with you. Thank you.
This podcast is for general information purposes only and does not constitute investment advice, an offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any securities. The views expressed are those of the host and guest and do not necessarily reflect the views of the company or their affiliates. Guests on the show are not compensated for their appearance. Certain discussions may include forward-looking statements subject to known and unknown risks and uncertainties that could cause actual results to differ materially. Listeners should do their own research, consult a licensed financial advisor, and not base any investment decisions solely on the information discussed. For a full disclaimer, please visit our website, and for full disclosure and risk factors of any companies referenced, please see full available disclosure and risk factors on their CEDAR Plus at www.cedarplus.ca.